Before we get into the video, if you guys enjoy this video, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. We're on the road to 40k subs, and I would love to have y'all along the journey for me. Anyways, I don't want to waste more of y'all's time. Let's get right into the video.
Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Clouds back in with another video. Before I actually get into the details of this video, I just want to say thank you to everyone who took the time to message me with get well messages. The only reason I'm even recording a video today is because I barely found the energy to get a video out, and I figured, you know, if I got enough energy to record, might as well not skip a day if not needed. But I'm definitely gonna be getting some rest after this. Anyways, today we're gonna be doing a weapon tier list for update 4. Y'all been asking for this a lot, so here it is. And it's an easy video that I don't have to put too much work in, so you know, kind of helps me. This is going to be based off of like my opinion, my experiences with the weapons. So if you guys disagree, that's completely fine, but just be respectful in the comments below if you guys could. And keep in mind, I'm going to be like I said, I'm going to be basing this off of my experiences, but some weapons in the game are only really good with like 1 or 2 builds, but the weapon itself isn't that good. So keep that in mind, that if a weapon you happen to like with your build is really good, think about, is the weapon good like by itself, or is it only good with that one build? Because if it's only good with one build, you already know it can only be so high on the tier list. So that kind of thing. Some weapons are genuinely like that. So going into the tier list with that mindset, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Hopefully you guys are not sick like I am. And yeah, let's get into the video, boys. Alright, so I'm gonna just be using pre-recorded footage from the past for this. But getting into the weapon tier list, the first tier we got is D tier, and I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. Everything in here is obviously not that good in my opinion. Now a lot of people can argue Kiribachi is good, but I just don't see it. Like all of his moves are just really kind of bad, and its M1s are really slow, and it just doesn't really pair together well with anything really. But it makes sense since it's such an early weapon. It's not meant to really be like a late game weapon. It's supposed to be like an early game weapon to help you get through like leveling and stuff like that. Not to say that there's not a single good Kiribachi build out there, but you know, nobody really uses the weapon for good reason, so it kind of just makes sense. And everything else here, bazooka, burn bazooka, shotgun, we all know guns just generally are not good. Like if you're running a gun build, it's just not really gonna work, to be honest. There's just nothing really out there for guns, to be honest, in my opinion. Now that being wrapped up with D tier, now coming into the next tier, we just have 1-sword style / 2-sword style swords. I kind of put these in their own brackets simply because, not because they're bad, but because they can only really be used to their full potential with 1-sword style or 2-sword style fighting styles. It's not really fair to compare them to the rest when they're kind of in their own like little world, own little bracket. In my opinion, it would just be better to put them in their own bracket. I've seen people use these swords just by themselves, to be honest, and for some people it works pretty good, but honestly I don't really recommend using them unless you have 1-sword style / 2-sword style. Getting past that though, coming into B tier, I feel like a lot of people may disagree with this one, and I'll try to explain as best as I can why I put what I put in B tier. Starting out with bells, I didn't want to put bells in D tier just because bells does have really fast M1 speed and decent M1 scaling damage, as well as the heal. I've heard that the heal scales with the amount of max HP you have, so the healing is not that bad. However, this is not really a good weapon with any build really. Like this is the type of weapon you run like when you're in 2v2s with a running build, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. It doesn't really pair together well with anything. It just has small uses, but there are enough uses to not like put it in D tier in my opinion. Like I've used bells in dungeons before and it's really helped me out, as well as in like 2v2s or something like that. If you run bells in 1v1s, you're just weird. I know some people that genuinely do that. They just run bells, like literally like run like she's a runner, she's a track star, and just heal with bells. But I mean it works, so I guess I gotta, you know, put it here. Bicento, I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with this, but I just don't think Bicento is really all that good. The M1 range is really good, as well as the M1 damage. However, the M1 speed is bad, and I just think the moves are kind of bad. Like you have so much time to dodge the moves. It's pretty insane. And the barrage for Bicento is not even that good. It does not have plus frames, meaning I get to punish you for landing your barrage. So I just don't really think Bicento is all that good. Like, even if you have Gora, there's so many better weapons to use than Bicento with Gora. You know what I'm saying? Like if that makes sense. Please don't get mad at me if you're a Bicento lover and you don't agree with this. I mean, just in my opinion, Bicento just doesn't really have all too many uses, but it is what it is. I placed it where I placed it. I don't think it can go any higher than B tier in my opinion. Hammer, Elo Hammer. Elo Hammer is weird. It's in a weird place because there are some good, like there's some builds that Elo Hammer does really good with, such as like Tori or Goro. But other than that, it just doesn't really have many good, like, it just doesn't synergize with many fruits very well in my opinion. Because of the really slow M1s, most of the time when you actually run Elo Hammer, you're not actually using Elo Hammer for the M1s. You're using Elo Hammer just for the skills, which is cool. But that just shows you how bad the M1s are on this thing. Like, the M1s are terrible on the Elo Hammer. Like, you're always going to get beat on M1s with the Elo Hammer, unless you're just like a god at M1ing. But you're always going to be at a disadvantage with M1ing with Elo Hammer. And it's crazy. I do acknowledge that there are some good builds with Elo Hammer out there, but I just don't think this is like anything like top tier weapon worthy or anything like that. Now with Gravity Blade is also again a weird place where it does have some really good builds, like that Suna Gravity Blade build where you can land Suna Cutlass into Frenzy if you time it right. Stuff like that is pretty good to have with Gravity Blade, but other than that, Gravity Blade doesn't really have as like, it doesn't offer as much as the weapons above this tiers. It is a really good weapon, and you can like very well be fine with just using Gravity Blade with pretty much any build. Like, it is, in my opinion, a really balanced weapon. It's not like too broken, it's not like too, you know, bad either. I think Gravity Blade is a good middle ground. If you're using Gravity Blade, I mean, like, you can make it work. You can actually make it work with Gravity Blade. So I would say B tier is like good mid tier weapon. Like, if you have any of these weapons, you can really make it work, but there's just room for improvement. That's the best way I can really describe that and wrap up B tier by saying that. Now coming into A tier, we're getting into the higher tiers now. I already know some people are going to disagree with A tier. A lot of people overrate CC more than what it is, and I'm not saying CC is bad, and we might as well just start off with CC at this point. I'm not saying CC is bad, but I think we can all agree that out of all the update 3 weapons, or not update 3, update 4 weapons, CC just can't compete as well. And I just think we all know that the heal's not even as good as Bell's. The Flash Freeze is not a true combo extender. You kind of got to get lucky with Flash Freeze. There's no real like 100% way to land Flash Freeze. So like I said, you kind of just got to get lucky unless your prediction game is really strong. You know what I'm saying? The Flash Freeze stun is not all that long. If you don't get a guard break with Flash Freeze, the stun's almost non-existent. And if you're any like distance away, you might not even be able to get an M1 confirm off of it. So it is a little bit in a rough state. However, the speed of M1s and the M1 damage really make up for Candy Cane in my opinion. And that's why it even made A tier. If the M1 speed wasn't so high, this would easily be a B tier weapon. Like I said, I'm not saying CC is still bad. Like, if you have CC, it is still a really good weapon. You can still go really far with it. But there's just some things that CC just isn't good for. Like, CC is not good for every build. I'm gonna be real with you. Moving on to Flowers. I feel like I shouldn't really need to explain this that much. It's just a kind of busted weapon for some builds. The M1 speed and range are really low, but just Flower Charm or whatever it is as a combo extender is insane, man. Like, just using it that way is just straight up insane. And Golden Pole, if it wasn't for the Mink Golden Pole methods out there, this wouldn't even be this high. But I think we all know that the start on Golden Pole is actually insane. I know a lot of people that will straight up tell me Golden Pole is garbage, but if you've seen all the different infinite combos you can do with Golden Pole, not even just with Hiei, multiple different fruits, so long as you have Mink, you would actually change your mind, bro. Like just try to understand where I'm coming from for a second here. Golden Pole is not bad, bro. Golden Pole is not bad by any means if you have Mink. If you don't have Mink, I do agree it is pretty bad. But with Mink, bro, whew, it is insane. I think I don't really need to go in depth with that much. But yeah, that's my A tier so far. If you guys disagree, that's cool. But going into S tier, I feel like this one's more easy to agree with. S tier. We got Trident, we got Kraken Greatsword, and we got Hook. Two of these weapons came out in Update 4. Let's just go with Hook. Hook is really good. Even if you don't have Suna, it's still pretty good. Even though it has low M1 range, the M1 damage and speed is pretty good on this. And the moves are nice. The poison is great chip damage, you know what I'm saying? Great damage over time, as well as the grab. You have a solid grab, very solid grab. Not a bad weapons by any means. I really think this weapon is a bit underrated. Like, a lot of people don't think it's as good as it is till they run into a combo that utilizes that grab, and then they realize, oh dang, that grab damage is insane. Same with Kraken Greatsword. Kraken Greatsword is really good. By the way, this S tier is unordered, so I'm not saying any of these is better than the other, but I would honestly say Kraken Greatsword is one of the best weapons in the game right now, bro. Like, it just has insane moves, easy to land. Like, literally, you can land the cross slash just off of 5M1s and Geppo, like, over and do cross slash. Pretty insane move. The barrage move is pretty good as well. You get plus frames on the end of it. Not that hard to land either. And the M1 speed is just not, it's not bad on Kraken Greatsword. It is not bad. Like, obviously it's not one of the best in the game as far as M1 speed goes, but it is not a bad M1 speed. And the damage is obviously there too with Kraken Greatsword. Very good weapon in my opinion. And Trident, you know, Trident's Trident. I don't think Trident will ever be a bad weapon per se, like, because it just pairs to it just pairs together so well with everything. Like, Trident is just like the end all be all. Like, if you got Trident, you can pair it with anything really. And just the M1 speed, damage, you know what I'm saying, have an impale at your disposal whenever you need it, as well as pull if you get like a guard break and get a chance to use it. It's pretty insane. Pretty insane. Wrapping up S tier. Now let's go into high S tier. I think we all expected this. Crab Cutlass. Easily the best weapon in the game. You can literally pair it with anything. You get such a brain dead combo snare. Literally up tilt into Crab Cutlass lunge gives you plus frames, and that is insane because it's almost like having a lightning paralyzation without actually having Goro. Pretty much, that's pretty much what it's like. Like, Crab Cutlass just allows you to do so many things, allows you to do so many combos that normally it wouldn't be combos, and it's so brain dead. Like, this weapon is straight up toxicity. I'll go in arena and people will be like, oh, another fatherless child, you're using Crab Cutlass. And I'm just like, yeah, I can't even be mad at you because I know it's true. I really know it's true. Like, honestly, this weapon has no business being as good as it is. And I think we all can agree on that, bro. Like, it's such a good weapon for no reason. Easily the best weapon in the game, in my opinion, bro. Like, if you disagree, that's actually cool. But you cannot, like, you cannot deny this is, if not the best weapon, at least top 3 in the game. It is so toxic. The amount of stuff you can do with Crab Cutlass is actually insane. Well, that wraps up my weapon tier list. I put a little bit of time in thinking into this and my placements. I do feel like all my placements were kind of fair. So, you know, if you guys disagree, like I said in the beginning of the video, let me know in the comments below. Like I said, I put, like, you know, a little bit of time into thinking about all of these placements. Honestly, I think the list came out pretty good, you know what I'm saying? Maybe only like 1 or 2 questionable placements. Anyways, other than that, I mean, I'm pretty much just gonna wrap this video up now, boys. Again, I hope you all are having an amazing day. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with this tier list. We can have a discussion in the comments below. I'll try my best to respond. Considering I'm sick, I might just slump after this video, in all honesty. Anyways, it's been your boy Clouds. I love all y'all. Hopefully y'all having a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.